जोमेटो की मार्केटिंग बहुत अच्छी है, बहुत ज्यादा अच्छी है. उनके वो जो छोटे छोटे मैसेजेस आते हैं ना, आई एम सो फ्लोर्ड बाय स्विगी. सो माय हस्बैंड डजंट मैसेज मी दैट मच. स्विगी के प्रॉम्प्ट ज्यादा आते हैं. आपने खाना खाया, आपका टाइम हो गया. इट्स लाइक दिस थिंग.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new episode of All Things Startups, where we literally talk about all things startups, entrepreneurship journey, entrepreneur, marketing, business, revenue, finance, and everything else. Today, we have Takshi Chopra. She is a brand strategist and a social media manager.
I met Takshi at a get together of girls in Chennai, and then we connected, and I found out that she's a really interesting person, and she was very active on her Insta, on her LinkedIn. She is a content strategist and a social media manager. Works with great brands, great people, and help them grow their businesses, help them improve their social media presence. So today we'll talk to her all about the social media strategy, the social media business, content strategy. As we know that it's becoming a very important part of all businesses these days. So welcome, Takshi. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
So I think to begin with, I would first like to know about your personal journey of coming into this field, and what are the problems that you're trying to solve for your clients, for your people?
So let's. I started as a content writer and slowly build it up into a copywriter stuff. So, what are the problems? If you say, like, there are brands to be developed. There is a lot of talent in India and in the international market as well, which are primarily solopreneurs. They're, आजकल, is it okay in Hindi and English?
Yeah.
So it's fine. The people are trying to build up their solo brands and they're trying to emerge as solopreneurs. So the problem comes of visibility. एक point of time पे आके उनकी market saturate हो जाती है. उस market के beyond जाने के लिए they need marketing. And for that, they need content. So I am the person who helps them in that particular direction with content and branding both. So like that.
Right. So how has been, I mean, how many years have you been doing this work for, and how has been your experience working with people?
So it's been a very inspirational 3 years now. I will be completing 3 years in July. So it's been a very inspiration, very exciting 3 years, and there is still things to learn. But I'm being very grateful and very blessed, if you say, that I've gotten some really good opportunities to work with domestic as well as international brands as well, and therefore the knowledge of the market that I've got, it's like too much, and I really like the work that I'm doing. So it's like
Right. Right. That's really good to know. I think we all want to enjoy our work.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yes.
Yeah.
That's what we work for every day.
Yeah.
Another thing that I wanted to ask you now, let's move on to how do you actually work with these brands? How do you work with the solopreneurs or the companies? So how do you help them build their social media strategy? If you can just, help us with go through that entire process, like a step-by-step process, that would give us more insights.
All right. So let's do it with an example. So for example, let's take your example. Okay.
Right,
So you are a person who's trying to build a platform. Say for example, for people who are there into startups, get some recognition as well as display their talents to the world. Right. So right now it's a sort of a video podcast, right? So you are trying to do that. So how do you meet people? Right now, let me ask this question to you. How do you meet people? How do you call them? Stuff like that. So how do you invite people?
Yeah, how do I generally, if I've met them, I mean, maybe over a WhatsApp or give them a call sometime, or if I have connected through social media, then I'll DM them. So that's the way. Yeah.
Say for example, right now I'm trying to give you a free business idea now. So say
Right.
for example, right now your video podcast gives you a certain kind of revenue, but you want to make it a more kind of revenue. So you start inviting applications, and this is a future plan for your business, that you start inviting applications for the people who want to be there on your platform, have an access to your audience. So that is a business model. So what we do is that we start promoting your brand, what you do, through social media and different channels. And if we are talking about different channels, it doesn't only stop till Instagram or Facebook. It's all over. It's Twitter, Facebook, Mastodon. It's like everywhere. So once we start building out your brand, we sit down. The first step is actually sitting down with the owner of the person and the team of the person and understanding what exactly is the brand. So when we get to know you, when we understand what was the thought behind the business idea, we get to know the personal story, then we start weaving it around the kind of brand that you had. And then we start applying the strategies through more and more people will come to you and give you opportunities to earn and as well as access their audience as well. So there is a mutual interaction. So in your case, if I may say, if we start building a brand for your startup right now, your venture, the coolest venture that I've seen till now. So if we start building a brand on Instagram right now, we will definitely, as a strategy, I would definitely tell you to go on YouTube as well with a podcast and take that content strategy on Instagram, on Twitter, as well as on Pinterest, so that the traffic increases. This visibility increases traffic, and traffic increases your reach. Reach means more and more people see you, and they get more and more impacted. They get invested into you like that. So this is the gist of it, inclusive gist of it. So this reach, this audience starts paying you, and that the revenue generates and the kind of funding that happens. So it's the simple linear gist of it. There are a lot of elements, but simple gist of it, this thing.
Right. So while you are framing the content, while you are working on the content, how do you focus on creating a hook, right? Because nowadays, I mean, Instagram or any social media platform is just flooded with content. So that somebody spends 2 minutes or 1 minute on my reel or read my post, how do you, that kind of hook, how do you create for the viewers or potential customers?
Nobody is going to spend a 1 minute or 2 minute on your reel. That's for sure. It's like 7 seconds, and if they're more than 7 seconds, that means you've cracked the algorithm like that.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So basically, let's talk about the content first. How is the content developed? So the content is not just random post put together. It's actually a story that's a lot of things. Say, for example, if you come to us and you say that, Takshi, I have to uh, touch this organic market right now. I have to. My goal is not to get followers, but I need to get 5 sponsors for this month for this thing with this kind of pitches or like this revenue. So our goals will not be followers. Our goal will be the content will be attracting those people, those who want to invest in it. So the hook will be tailored to those people. So the basic understanding, this is a tip that I actually give it to everybody who comes to me. The hook, the content, every insight lies in the target market that you want to, target, the audience that you want to have a look with. If you have an understanding for your buyer, you can crack the hook, you can crack the content like that, and that reaches. But होता उल्टा है, स्टार्टअप्स और जो सोलोप्रेन्योर स्टार्ट करते हैं वो जल्दी पैसे कमाने के चक्कर में डू नॉट थिंक, उनको सिर्फ पैसा दिखाई दे रहा होता है, उनको सिर्फ कंटेंट दिखाई दे रहा होता है, पीछे की स्टोरी नहीं पता लगती. सो कस्टमर इज योर भगवान, उनको सोच के करोगे तो एवरीथिंग विल बी लाइक फॉलोइंग इनटू प्लेस like that. So content, the hook, everything. There is a lot of content in the market right now. Every platform is there. How do you make your brand stand out? Think about your customer. Think about the one person that you want to talk about, and your content will stand out. You don't have to business ka, online ka, entrepreneurship ka sirf ek rule hai. You don't have to talk to everybody. You just have to talk to the people that you want to buy. Get your product be sell. That's
Right. Okay. So that's basically focus on the customer and then create a hook for them. Yes.
Exactly. जैसे इसका छोटा सा example, वो बहुत astonishing example. If I tell you, Apple just markets for Apple people.
Right.
वो Nokia का customers नहीं लेगा. So Apple यही बात करता है. Like iPhone 14, I guess I'm a very non-techie person, but iPhone 14 has launched. So Apple is going to target those people who already have Apple. That brand will not talk to people who like Samsung or Moto, something like that.
And that's why they've created this ecosystem where more and more products are just, you can just use Apple.
Yeah. If you come to think of it, their community is very tightly knit. And the best part that Apple does is an insane customer value, customer experience. So it attracts the premium person. It gives a bang on customer experience so that the person refers other people as well in the same market and doesn't go back to Nokia, Samsung or something. A Mac user will never use an Android or Acer or Dell, something like that.
Yeah,
so it's
true.
this thing.
loyal customers.
Exactly. If we talk about Taj, if we talk about Hilton, those people will never target the audience of three-star people. They always sell dreams, and they say that if to have a luxury experience, you come to us and stay with us. But they will never say book the room like that, because they know जो लोग उनको afford नहीं कर सकते, वो उनका market है ही नहीं, so वो उनको बोलते ही नहीं है. So the key lies in your target audience, like that.
Right. So that would then require you, or as a brand manager or social media manager, to do that research, right? So how do you take on, how do you start with that research?
So the
for
market
the market.
research, yeah. So when we come in together with a brand for a social media marketing strategy, I identify myself as a marketing manager who has, those are both different roles, but I can do them. So I identify myself like that. So for example, when we try to do first step is a social media strategy. For that, we need a customer persona so that we can create content. And for that, market research is needed. Now, market research can be done in a lot of forms. So it can be either your competitor research as well, either it can be conducting social media subject matter experts interview as well, or reading the reports which are there already on social media, like that. So for example, if you talk about me, I work with personal brands a lot. My startup ratio is a little bit, personal brands are more than me and startup is a little bit less. So conducting market research for startups is still easy. Personal brands, it's still difficult. So if we talk about that, so I conduct interviews, I conduct even as simple as your story poll is a market research. It gives you a little bit kind of data that has to be has to be molded into insight. For example, if you open up Instagram right now and go to your insight and see that what time is your user available the most, and if you post your reel over there, it will get more and more interaction over there. So this is the kind of data that we take and we kind of give it. इसका एक एग्जांपल आप लोगों को देती हूँ. जैसे we had this customer who was chef.
Okay.
And he was releasing YouTube videos and Insta Shorts, Insta Reels for that. So the traction was going down and down. So time se yaad aaya mujhe. So what we did was we started looking towards the insight. So हमने insight में देखा कि there was a lot of majority of women were looking towards it, and this women was between 24 to 35. So that means the people either who are single, who are early marriage stage or early moms. So that we concluded कि अगर उनका watch time 9 o'clock आ रहा है, so that means they are घर के सारे काम वाम करने के बाद या college के काम करने के बाद, they are just sitting and watching the reels and trying to note down and practice. Majority. Right. So we started releasing 9 p.m. was our average thing. So we started releasing the video at 8 around. The traction went up. Right. So that this is the thing. So you have the data, you have the research like that, and you do. And market research, those interview questions are not only based on timings, the gender, the demographics. It goes way deeper than that. We consider these are called demographic things. So we go into psychographics as well. So when we are like if we talk about brands which actually deal with the sensitiveness of the issues. So we will be talking about attitudes, we will be talking about habits, we will be talking about interest and social demographics and stuff like that. So there are a lot of things. You have to get inside the brain of your customer. And market research is the big startups जिनका turnover बहुत ज़्यादा crores में होता है. They invest a lot of money in NQRs like that. It's done on a very, very professional level and at a smaller level too.
Right. Okay. And this data that you collect, is it, for example, Instagram, if you're watching an Instagram reel, so does it, does Instagram give you all that insights? I mean, all that data, or are there softwares or some things that you use?
So before the brand strategy is conducted, so yes, Instagram is there, but we have third-party apps as well. Say, for example, if I go beyond Instagram, because people are on LinkedIn also, so there is an app called Shield. So Shield app also gives us that how many followers were there, from which kind of demographics they have been, what kind of people are looking towards it. So we can tweak the content like that. Say, for example, again, your brand, if you market yourself on LinkedIn through this thing, and you start talking to those people, there is a LinkedIn के अंदर एक inbuilt data है जिसमें आपको वो demographics दिखाता है कि कौन से कहाँ से लोग देख रहे हैं और कौन से टाइटल वाले लोग देख रहे हैं, फाउंडर्स हैं, सीईओज हैं, इस तरीके से. So when we have this data much more inside using third party apps or the inbuilt things, we can customize your content and reach more and more people like that. इस तरीके.
Okay. Okay.
डेफिनेटली सो बहुत डिफरेंस पड़ जाता है. जैसे अभी मैंने आपको एक हाउस वाइफ का और 25 से 35 का एग्जांपल दिया था. एक छोटा सा ट्वीक, जैसे अगर आप वीडियोस मतलब जैसे वो शेफ थे, वो वीडियो पे बोल रहे थे, तो इसके बाद हमने उनकी वीडियो की लैंग्वेज चेंज कर दी. अब उन्होंने हाई फैम से
अच्छा.
ज्यादा हाई गर्ल्स, हाई लेडीज से स्टार्ट किया. तो दैट मीन्स मोर पर्सनलाइज्ड, सो पीपल आर बेटर कनेक्टेड टू इट. इट्स लाइक दिस.
Oh yes.
सो
Oh, हाँ, ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग इनसाइट्स है कि आपने कंटेंट इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्पीकिंग आल्सो, बिकॉज़
एग्जैक्टली.
ऑडियंस को टारगेट करने के लिए.
Yeah. So right now, if you want to launch a course, I'm actually giving business ideas to you. So
Thank you. Thank you.
if you want to teach people on the
Mhm.
same path that you're going, and you say that I am just going to use LinkedIn for that, and I'm not going to use any platform, but मैं LinkedIn पे promote करूँगी और LinkedIn से करूँगी. So
Right.
your language will not be the story, the content that you'll be putting. Your language will not be saying that during the CEO days or during the founders day. You will always use friends. You will always use guys and girls. You will not use man, women, she, kind of like that. So there
Yeah.
will be, there's a whole lot of science behind it. So it's like,
Right. Oh, okay. That's very interesting. I've not looked at it, but yes, it's very interesting for me.
exactly.
Okay. So then you've done a lot of campaigns for these, and then you analyze data. So can you share some examples of your successful campaigns, and also probably some campaigns that didn't do well, or they were a failure, as such, and what did you learn from them?
See, when we are launching something, when we are trying to launch something, a campaign or a course launch, 80% of time it will be a failure. If the
Right.
backend, yeah, 80% of the time it will be a failure. And I will tell you a very surprising case study. It was very surprising for us because we did all the things right, and then the data that came, that was very surprising. So there was this one personal brand coach that I was working with,
Mhm.
and it was an organic marketing campaign, no ads, nothing like that. But it was a membership that she wanted to launch for people to learn omni-channel marketing, right? She wanted to coach other coaches like that. So
Okay.
the campaign was for her, and she wanted to launch a membership for that. It was not a course; it was a live membership with quarter payments. So
Right.
when we did it, it blew up in our face, and we have done all the things right. We checked all the boxes. The content was a game. Everything was good. The whole thing came out to me when we sat and we saw the numbers. It was not in a sense not failure. Failure as in the number were not that we expected. So the thing came out to be the factor that led to the not so success of that brand was the timing of the launch. So we launched during
Okay.
July,
Hmm.
wherein the North Americans are on a holiday, summer holidays. So the people
Right.
were not on Instagram, and that actually set the foundation so bad that
Right.
we got 24 people, but we were expecting 50. So like it was a 60%, 40%, 45% rate. So this
Right.
is the thing. So launches will always, there are a lot of factors when we talk about launches. It has to be content, advertising, showing up, your regularity, consistency, and the type of product that you're going to market is well. Marketing ऐसा भी बहुत बार हुआ है.
Mhm.
Marketing एक गेम होती है, but product बहुत सत्यानाश होता है. So,
Yes, of course.
so
I mean, if
it
product
falls
is
flat.
bad, nothing can help you. That is for
It falls
sure.
flat. So it's like that. Then the marketing team hears all the galis and all the stuff from the consumers. कि marketing तो बहुत अच्छी थी, product क्या था?
We've all seen that, I'm sure. All of us have experienced that. Okay, and then how about some successful campaigns as well?
Oh, we have
Something
had
that,
a
yeah.
lot. So I have had different. Now I look back and when I'm reflecting with you, it's like I have had a good portfolio of things. All right. So what we did was we marketed. There is a personal brand again. We marketed, and she had a community for 17,000 sort of like people, and we tried to market a small product for them. So
Right.
we that was a very successful thing because we just had a target in mind that 100 people will purchase it, but that sale went out to be really good. So it was good. So the whole campaign was this thing that the personal brand was trying to market a merch. It's like that went very well. So it's like that. Now, if I try to get into the measures of the campaign, it would be like very difficult for me. But then I can tell you that these are the expenditures that we went through, and it happened very nicely like this.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, interesting.
Through your platform, I'll just say one thing. people think that posting content is marketing. Yes, it's actually not that. Not only that, that is one small part of marketing, and that's
Right.
posting content is uh, and what do you call it, an executionary angle of it. उसके पीछे बैठ के सोचना कि कंटेंट क्या है, कैसे निकलेगा, किस तरीके से परफॉर्म करेगा, कैसा कंटेंट डालो कि हमारा कस्टमर ऐसे रिएक्ट करेगा, बहुत थॉट प्रोसेस जाती है. That's why we charge a lot. It's like that. That's why we charge a lot.
Right. I can understand. There's a lot of work behind all that.
A lot. A lot.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
But it's very exciting when you see that the idea in your head, it's developing, and it's again, people are appreciating, people are being impacted, and they are paying you for that. It's very exciting to see the kind of thing that you've planned in your head taking shape. It's amazing. It's amazing. People, especially in India, there is a wave going on. So I consider myself as a new marketer. I'm just 3 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. This entrepreneurship wave is crazy.
And it is going to go up and up itself, up and up. It's going to go up, and we will see a lot of rise of women into entrepreneurs also, who will be like, who will be more empowered and will be more interested in taking the home businesses forward.
Right. Okay. Yes. Really looking forward to this. And so, how do you stay current on the industry trends and what's working, what's not working? What are the preferences of? I mean, nowadays, maybe a few years back, Facebook was a platform, and now Instagram or Twitter. So, I mean, all these trends, and every day there are new apps that are coming. So, how do you stay updated with this?
So, as a
Yeah,
marketer,
the market.
as a marketer, you need to be very invested in the market. You need to have constant research going on. Especially as a social media marketer, we are always on our toes. So it's like that. So Twitter, yes, Twitter is one platform which is right now, if Elmo doesn't screw it up, so it's actually going really well. And there are certain newsletters also, and Google also has an option of staying up with the trends. It's like that. So there are certain keywords that we can get from Google, but it's restricted like that. But then there are some people who are like up in the market with these trends. Those who started, they send out certain newsletters, and you can actually get in touch with those things. But yes, on a very basic level, if you're trying to upkeep with the trend, be on Twitter and follow some real nice, real influential people on Twitter. Elmo being one. So it's like that.
Yes, he is the crazy marketer. I think the bap of marketing.
He's not the bap of marketing. He can crash an economy.
Or demarketing.
Yeah, demarketing. He actually can crash people are very scared of Twitter right now. It's like let's not talk about him. That's another
Yeah. That's another day for another. I mean, topic for another day. Yes. So now, as you talk about, I mean, all these new platforms, I think something that we've been hearing a lot about is Chat GPT, AI into marketing, or this content strategy, and people saying this will replace. I think Chat GPT seems like will replace all the professions. Seems like that. But how do you see? Do you see it as a competition or something that's complementary that will help you rather than a competition?
See, Arushi, इसका ना बहुत basic simple सा, people are scared.
Right.
That's true. People are scared. इसका लेकिन बहुत सिंपल सा आंसर है. जैसे आपकी क्लास में होता है, कोई और अच्छा बच्चा आता है, तो आपकी फर्स्ट पोजीशन इधर उधर होनी शुरू हो जाती है ना. It's the same thing. Chat GPT is an AI tool. Yes, it will replace people, but the people who are mediocre, जिनकी skills उतने level पे नहीं है, it's like that. But again, you have to think about your target audience. So, I can go very deep in this. So if I tell you, let me just talk about this. Chat GPT is going to replace people, but at the same time, that's AI. All right. It's right now, it's collecting data, whatever questions that people are. If you follow me on Twitter, I actually asked this thing that I want to know what data is fed into Chat GPT. That would be really interesting. Yeah. That being said, right now, if we talk about the next 3 years, 3 to 5 years, it's still collecting data. It's still basic. It's a child who is learning. So right now. So if I tell you that people will be replaced, yes, they will be replaced. From the DIYers who want to save some money, they will definitely go to Chat GPT and they'll get some data. If they want something to be put on the net, they will do that. But if there is the thing that Chat GPT till now doesn't have is actually personalization and empathy. All right. So what the AI will give and what I will write, there will be a personal touch to it. And definitely you will connect more to my thing rather than ChatGPT. It's like that. So it is level one.
Right. And how can probably people who are right now not able to spend any money on any brand strategy or marketing, how can they use these tools to their advantage?
सी ब्रांड स्ट्रैटेजी कोई आपको एआई से नहीं दे पाएगा इन द सेंस
Right.
राइट नाउ अभी वो टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है क्योंकि
Hmm.
ब्रांड अगर हम आपको एक बात करें कि हम आपको टेम्पलेट दे रहे हैं तेरी टेम्पलेट ऑलरेडी मार्केट में अवेलेबल है लेकिन वो सक्सेसफुल तभी होती है जब आपके ब्रांड के लिए बहुत यूनिकली बैठ के देखा जाए कि क्या काम करेगा क्या नहीं काम करेगा क्योंकि अगर हम बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स आते हैं अगर मैं एक ब्रांड को दिल्ली में मार्केट करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ और मैं सेम ब्रांड को चेन्नई में मार्केट करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ सेम स्ट्रेटजीज नहीं चलती तो there are a lot of variables also involved in it. That being said, to your answer कि जिसके पास अभी इतना इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए फंड नहीं है वो अर्ली स्टेजेस पे है जिसको सिर्फ और सिर्फ विजिबिलिटी दिखानी है उसको सिर्फ देना है अभी लो क्वालिटी प्रॉफिट चाहिए तो वो चैट जीपीटी यूज कर सकता है आराम से कंटेंट अपना प्रॉम्प्ट्स डालो निकालो दिख जाएगा आपको सो इट्स लाइक अभी चैट जीपीटी इज 2+2 इक्वल्स टू 4 जब वो 202 वाली चीज आएगी तब हम बात करेंगे इस तरीके से अभी उसमें वो डेटा अभी सीख रहा है
Yeah, it's learning, right.
So there are a lot of things. अभी जैसे अगर मैं आपको कोई भी अगर सुन रहा है एंड अगर ये जो भी वीडियो देखेंगे अगर उनको थोड़ा सा वो चाहिए तो आई विल जस्ट से कि rather than putting up a question and you want content out of it so rather than putting up a normal question that hey please write this thing for me start giving it tones as well although although that's as a copywriter I'm like very angry what the response is coming that's very very idiotic but start giving it tones just start telling the AI tool that write as a thesis student so give you something like that like
Right.
this. So it will start developing the tone figure out how you can take out the responses from that like coding what do you call it coding formulas can be easily coming from that so which is right now which is very basic will come which is very analogical will come so it's like that the human empathy still it's learning and it will take 3 to 5 years to learn it's like that and जब तक उसको और एक और version आ जाएगा
I'm sure. Okay. Okay, then next would be that when should, specifically asking for startups, when should they actually, at what stage, like at a very early stage, or they should take up some time, when should they invest in content marketing, in content creation, and so that how can it, I mean, how should it scale their efforts into focusing on the content and marketing?
It actually depends on the goal the startup has. All right.
Right.
अगर आपके पास फंडिंग है या आप अगर फंडिंग सोर्स कर सकते हैं मार्केटिंग इज वन थिंग व्हिच लेट्स यू रीच इन फ्रंट ऑफ द पीपल्स आई so again you tell me this I'm going to ask you questions you try to put it you'll get to your answer
Right.
so right now say for example you have a startup okay let's say you have a garment startup and you are producing garments and you are sourcing garments and distributing it ahead right now so what is the first step that you want right now? What would you want कि आप फैक्ट्रीज मतलब आप रॉ वर्कर्स से लेके आगे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हो मेट्रो सिटीज में तो आप क्या चाहोगे स्टार्टिंग कैसे होगी आपकी आपके पास फंड्स नहीं है अभी बस हो रहा है कैसे करेंगे
हाँ अभी तो something basic maybe I'll start an Instagram page where I can target some people so
आप WhatsApp के स्टेटस पे डालोगे अपने रिश्तेदारों को बोलोगे एंड फिर वो आगे जाएंगे फिर आपको WhatsApp पे मतलब बहुत बेसिक मॉडल चल रहा है कि चलो मतलब आपके WhatsApp पे ऑर्डर्स आएंगे फिर आपकी डिलीवरी होगा देन एक पॉइंट ऑफ अगर आपका रॉ मटेरियल बहुत अच्छा है एंड ये वन टाइम यूज कर और राइट साड़ी बहुत अच्छी है सबकी शादियां हो गई हैं आपके रिश्तेदारों में तो वो मार्केट सैचुरेट हो गई राइट एंड नाउ यू से दैट यार अब तो हो गया अब उसके बाद मैं आगे क्या करूं ठीक है मुझे और प्रॉफिट चाहिए आई वांट टू एक्सपैंड देन योर मार्केटिंग कम्स सो आंसरिंग योर क्वेश्चन कि कब करें डिपेंड्स ऑन द पर्सन whenever you want visibility go for marketing and marketing में सिर्फ ads नहीं होती organic marketing भी होती है start from that's a bit cheaper and it's like venture into this stuff like that but definitely take some consultations if you do not know it if you have the time to sit down and watch YouTube videos बहुत knowledge है YouTube पे it's like yeah so either you can go through that other DIY करें नहीं तो organic में किसी की consultation लेके करें नहीं तो recruit लेके करें paid से पहले organic करें इस तरीके से
Okay. What is this organic marketing ka concept and how can, what are your suggestions to go about this?
Now, organic marketing is the one, बहुत सिंपली, जहाँ पे आप एड्स नहीं करते, आप रेफरल और अपने कंटेंट के थ्रू स्केल करते हैं, आप अपने ब्रांड के थ्रू स्केल करते हैं, आप अपना ब्रांड बिल्डअप करते हैं, ठीक है. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, जैसे अगर मैं नाइकी बोलती हूँ तो आपको क्या दिमाग में आता है? व्हाट इज द फीलिंग दैट यू गेट व्हेन आई से नाइकी?
शूज.
शूज. एंड मतलब क्यों? मतलब इन सेंस दोस शूज, उस पे वो सिंबल याद आया होगा,
Yes, yes,
एंड
yes.
थोड़ा महंगा याद आया होगा, एंड क्वालिटी लगी होगी. हाँ, नाइकी में अगर आपको कुछ और मिल रहा होगा तो नहीं, यू गो फॉर नाइकी, राइट?
True, true.
दिस इज द ब्रांड. सो इनिशियली आपका ब्रांड डेवलप होना चाहिए. आप अपने बारे में लोगों को बताइए, अपनी स्टोरीज लोगों को बताइए, नॉट दो सैपी काइंड ऑफ स्टोरीज, बट अपने ब्रांड का एवोल्यूशन बताइए, कंटेंट के थ्रू रखिए. स्टार्टअप्स को ये सारे सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स यूज करने स्टार्ट करने चाहिए, ठीक है. आप कस्टमर को कैसे कैसे रीच आउट कर सकते हैं वो करिए. जैसे बहुत, आई वाज जस्ट सेइंग कि यहाँ पे बीचेस में भी, आउट ऑफ द कॉलेज आई सॉ दैट दोस students, and I felt really nice about it. Students were performing on the Basin Nagar beach, right?
Okay.
अब उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म किया, स्टूडेंट्स में अच्छे में टैलेंट था. एंड जब लोगों ने पूछा कि आप कहाँ से है, क्या है, तो दे मेंशन द कॉलेज का नेम. दिस इज ऑर्गेनिक मार्केटिंग, दिस इज एडवर्टाइजिंग.
Right.
स्टूडेंट्स को मजा आ गया बिकॉज उनको एड्रेनलिन रश मिला, ठीक है. कॉलेज ने अपना नाम प्रमोट कर लिया. सो इट्स लाइक दिस. सो दिस इज द सेम.
Right.
Right. So this is organic marketing through your content, through your blogs, through your SEO, social presence. It's very important that you start doing that, so that people start knowing you a little bit. And then when you feel that you have enough funds to go for it, and you can invest a little bit more, take funding and stuff like that, go for paid marketing inside. Right. The main problem people have is they start with the paid marketing. That's why their brand falls flat, because for paid to work, there should be a brand to connect. And people start with paid marketing, and people get attracted and they start checking out कि हाँ ये है वो है, paid marketing आ रही है, ad आ रही है, चलो check करते हैं. And उनके पोस्ट पे मतलब पेज पे 10-12 पोस्ट होते हैं. They lose the trust, and it's like this.
That's a very good tip. That first start with the organic and then move on to paid.
Yeah, I have had friends, not clients, but I've had friends who has started a homegrown business of jewelry from scratch, in sitting in their drawing room, and now they have an audience of 10,000 people. And now, yeah, the orders go to Dubai and France and Germany. It's pure organic. Now, if they run their ad and people start coming onto their pages through those ads, they will see that there is an audience of 10 to 12,000 people. So that trust demands. Online shopping में जैसे मान लो आप ड्रेसेस लेते हो, ठीक है, आपके एड्स आते हैं, आप ड्रेसेस लेते हो. So what do you check? You check the comments, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
you check how many people are there, how many followers. अच्छा ठीक है, followers नहीं है तो चलो कितना रिव्यू है वो देख लो. वो कब आएगा? वो आपका पहले ऑर्गेनिक से आता है. It's a long process and people don't have that patience. So
Right. Yeah. That's true. People don't have patience. But I mean, of course, paid is very easy to do as well. So
yeah,
people don't understand that it's the organic marketing which will make them grow.
Exactly. They want the number of leads coming in. They want the number of sales happening. But again, there is a proper way of doing marketing. There is no quick fix in marketing. There is no quick fix.
Right.
Nothing at all. I've learned this like really hard way. There is no quick fix on marketing. If you need results, you have to put in the effort. Like
right.
this.
Right. Okay. Okay. Then what are, I mean, it depends on brand to brand, but then what are the key elements of, say, there is some new trend in 2023. So what are the key elements of a winning content strategy for any brand, according to you? Maybe that applies to something universal.
For the trending marketing, that question actually doesn't apply to everybody. If I have to give you a general umbrella for anybody to have a winning content strategy formula, so the first thing is authenticity. Do not do what other people are doing completely. Take inspiration. Okay, it's not plagiarism or something. See what's working for them. Inculcate in your brand story, because there is only you. One you. You will work when people will know about you. Authenticity, and then do it again and again and again and again and again. So authenticity, consistency will work, will do. It's like these are the two things. Then trending marketing is just one aspect of marketing. Okay, that's one small thing of marketing. There is a lot of things. I'll give you one example of marketing right now, which happened. Have you heard about the brand called Equinox?
Yes, I've heard.
So that's a sportswear brand.
Yes,
so उन्होंने इस बार ad निकाली और उन लोगों ने बड़े प्यार से फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ जनवरी में बोल दिया कि हम फिटनेस ब्रांड है, उनके फिटनेस जिम्स है. तो उन्होंने अपने लेटर्स पे लगा दिया दैट हम फर्स्ट को कोई भी 1st January में कोई भी लोगों को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेंगे. And that was quite shocking because जिम का तो बिजनेस ही जनवरी में शुरू
फर्स्ट
होता
में,
है.
हाँ, राइट.
Exactly. People were uproar about it. In the sense, LinkedIn, Twitter were just talking about what did Equinox do? Equinox that did this, that, and everybody had opinions. कि क्या हो गया, क्या कर लिया? That is a shock marketing because people got to know about Equinox. So
Right.
then when the brand said that now when we are open, people remembered Equinox and they went. So that's one thing. So it's like you
Right.
have to figure out what your brand wants to do. So it happens in politics in our country as well. So I'm not going to name things that it happens in our country as well.
Right, right, right.
It's like this.
Interesting. Shock marketing. This is new for me.
There is shock marketing. There is like Zomato does. Zomato has a very personal thing. Oh, so I'll give you one very nice example. Okay, homegrown brand, Spotify. So
Right.
January, everybody was looking towards the year around rap which Spotify gave. I just forgot the name. What was that year rap? And they gave it to everybody who learns on Spotify कि आपका ये artist ये आपने बहुत सुना, ये वाले गाने आपके favorite थे, ये
अच्छा,
आपका
अच्छा.
genre है, ये आपको personal है. This is personalized marketing.
Right.
Everybody shared it on Instagram and LinkedIn.
Oh, yes.
Everybody did.
Yes, yes.
So the people who didn't, the Apple people also who didn't have Spotify, they had iPlay or something. They were also checking out that क्या हो रहा है यार, ये तो अच्छी चीज है, ये तो यार. That's why. So this is personalized marketing. This is
Right.
different.
Even Zomato does that at the end. You ordered so many biryanis, you ordered all this, you saved this much in the year.
स्विगी और जोमेटो की मार्केटिंग बहुत अच्छी है, बहुत ज्यादा अच्छी है. उनके वो जो छोटे छोटे मैसेजेस आते हैं ना, आई एम सो फ्लोर्ड बाय स्विगी. सो माय हस्बैंड डजंट मैसेज मी दैट मच. स्विगी के प्रॉम्प्ट ज्यादा आते हैं. आपने खाना खाया, आपका टाइम हो गया. इट्स लाइक दिस थिंग. सो दिस इज थिंग. So अभी जैसे ट्रेंडिंग उनका बहुत हुआ था. आई वाज रीडिंग दैट पोस्ट आर्टिकल बाय द लिंक्डइन मार्केटर. सो वो दूध मांगोगे दूध देंगे वाली चीज. सो दैट वेंट वायरल. दैट वाज लाइक वन सेंसेशन. इसी के बाद जब ब्लिंकिट ने स्टार्ट किया था कि हम 10 मिनट में सब पहुंचा देंगे, वो नेगेटिव मार्केटिंग. 10 मिनट में तो कुछ नहीं होता ना, लेकिन पीपल ने उसको बैश किया. सो ब्लिंकिट का नाम सबके पास आ गया. सो दिस इज आल्सो मार्केटिंग. या
करेक्ट.
तो ऐसे दिस थिंग. Marketing people are very clever, very clever. They will use anything and everything to get the brand in front of the eyes.
Right. And it's a very strong game also for the brand.
And the risky game. But in सबके पास एक brand already था जिसमें वो गेम खेल सकते थे. अगर नया कोई ब्रांड करेगा शॉक मार्केटिंग के लिए, उसको वो संभालना मुश्किल होता है.
So shock marketing or negative marketing is for established players. Basically, they can play around.
As per se मतलब आपको संभालना आना चाहिए. जैसे बहुत जैसे अभी अनुष्का शर्मा और प्यूमा इंडिया के साथ हुआ था, तो उन्होंने तो अभी we got to know कि वो मार्केटिंग स्टंट है. बट अगर प्यूमा नहीं होता, अगर कोई छोटा सा ब्रांड होता, तो फिर मान लो जीवा ही होता, ठीक है, और वो बोलता कि कर देते, तो पीपल विल बी लाइक जीवा ज्वेलरी ब्रांड है, फिर वहाँ पे ट्रस्ट इशू आ जाता. तो इट्स लाइक so there are a lot of variables. It depends on your brand. It depends on customer experience. It's like if marketing is all like आप शॉप पे जाते हो and आपने शॉप से खुद खरीदा, आप वापस क्यों आओगे? So ये चीज सोचो और इसके बाद से अपने ब्रांड को क्रिएट करो. तो देखो क्यों वापस जाते हो आप? क्योंकि सामने वाला बंदा आपसे बहुत प्यार से बात कर रहा है, ठीक है. उसने अगर आप चॉकलेट्स खरीदने गए हो तो उसने आपको सब टेस्ट करवाया, ठीक है, और वो भी बोला कि मैं आपको घर पे डिलीवर कर दूंगा, ये अभी नहीं है, मैं दिलवा दूंगा. और फिर वो आपको फोन करके आपके बर्थडे पे विश कर रहा है कि यार हैप्पी बर्थडे, हमने सोचा कि आप और ऑर्डर करना चाहेंगे. सो दिस इज मार्केटिंग. दिस इज लाइक दिस.
Right.
It's a lot of different things. This is why it's exciting. You can see the smile on my face.
Yeah, exactly. I see you how excited you are about
I
this.
love it. For me, the formulation of how to make people trust on one thing, it's all about it's marketing. How do I communicate with the customer so that my client's buyers is ready to invest that particular amount in him or her? That's my job, and I love it. That's why I'm so happy and very.
You love your job.
I love it. It's like,
and has it ever happened, like, this is just a question that popped out, like somebody approached you for a really rubbish product and you
I
were
would
like,
say no.
You would say you wouldn't take that project?
No.
Right.
No, because it's okay. I'm a very ethical and opinionated person. I will not be rude to that person, but I will definitely say that there is a chance of your product being good, because I cannot cheat the people. It's like again the same thing that we started talking on. Marketing can be really good, the product can be shitty. and that depend. And it's like I can make people buy some things, but then again, if the product is not that much, so that's not me. People do it, but that's not me. I will say on the face that I'm not the right person for this game.
Okay. Okay, good. Then how is nowadays entrepreneurs are building their own brand as well, right? So एक तो of course company का brand है, for example Zerodha का as a brand है, or there's Nikhil Kamath, his brand Nitin Kamath, they are also brand name. So is there do you see that as something necessary or important for entrepreneurs to do now?
It's a marketing strategy, Arushi. It's a marketing strategy.
Right.
Apart from Zerodha, please complete your question. I will give you one more person who's giving that. It was very early.
Yes. So is there something that they should focus on building their personal brands as well as the company brand also, or just focus on the company brand first?
I'll tell you. People buy from people. They will not buy from robots.
Right.
If I'm just forgetting the name of the brand, but I think it was Nike itself. Nike की ad कभी भी Nike के जूते promote नहीं करती है. कभी notice करो, it will always represent some social cause. Right. And it's very clever. वो क्यों करती है? क्योंकि लोगों में वो भावना आ जाती है, वो emotion आ जाता है. Oh my God, this thing. Zerodha के साथ साथ आपकी शुगर वाली नीता सिंह, उनका भी नाम है. ठीक है? When she started on LinkedIn, her sales went up. People always buy from people. If it is a company brand, people want to know who is behind that company. People want to see why is the Tata brand so famous? Because they understood the same thing years back. To answer your question very basically, these days there is a contract between the brands which are developing. That their company page will definitely be there, but their employees are supposed to be on LinkedIn or Twitter developing their own things like that. So Instagram is Instagram. Instagram का page कोई check नहीं करता. अब मोसरी के बहुत followers हैं. So people don't check Instagram. People check Adamos. So this is the thing. So as unka, to answer your question, that the people behind it should invest in brand developing their brand. Yes, because people will identify the people who have created these brands. They will not have a relationship with the brand, but the people behind the brand.
Okay, so thank you, Takshi, so much for all your insights and educating us on the branding and content development part of the business. Really interesting, all this content and all that insights that you've shared with us. बहुत interesting tha for me as well. Lots to learn, and I'm sure through us, many people will reach out to you and will connect with you and would require your help.
I'm so grateful that you invited me over here, Arushi. It was a very nice experience sharing what I know so that it can help the people that are there in your audience. And definitely, I'm there on LinkedIn and Instagram and Twitter. You can find me as Takshi Chopra or Takshi Socials. The credentials will be there. Reach out to me. If not the whole marketing campaign, I hold consultation calls for people and they can just book in one book.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Takshi. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.